Hello, guys. Greetings. Good morning. And from wherever you are reaching out, you could be in the afternoon zone or evening zone. So, respectively, good afternoon and evening. You're onto Augustine, who has always been here to make broadcasts and updates as regards the mass adoption summary. So, as usual, I'm here to give us another summary of the mass adoption meeting. So, if you're tuning into my broadcast for the very first time, welcome to my channel, and I'm one of the many voices in our Simply Brilliant community. I would appreciate it if you can take out a little time to like this video and then subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel. And also click on the notification bell and select all so that when I'm live, you are going to get these notifications. Okay, so that said, welcome to my channel. And I'm giving us a summary of yesterday's mass adoption meeting that held on the 6th of September 2023. But today is the 7th, which was about 24 hours ago, about 18 hours or so. So I would begin by saying we have made some reasonable progress. We've reached a considerable milestone in our community. It's been wonderful. There has been a mixture of the exciting times and the challenging times, but nonetheless, we have made some good progress. In this community, we have exceeded the point where people considered us as a probability. Now we are very certain we are no more a probability. We are now a certainty. That's what we are. And like one of the previous members in the community do say, we are now a meaningful specific. I mean, members who have been in this community over the past 7 years will say, no doubt, that this community has existed and has spent some time. It has gone through a whole lot of challenges and it has remained firm. Now, that's one thing. Everybody, whether you are positive or negative in the community, what you will say is that the community has stood the test of time and that it's very clear that it has an intent. Now, the intent of the community has been explicitly stated on our Kringle Cash back office, which we are going to look into together. There are a whole lot of updates we are going to look into today, and I want you to tighten your seatbelts. This meeting will take a very short while. I hope it doesn't take so long, but then we are going to enjoy every content I'm going to give out. Okay, so I will begin by saying, hooray, we have brought back, by the grace of God, one of our brothers who is in the person of Dr. Kaudasha. He's now part of us again. He had a whole lot of challenges, but hallelujah, he's back with us. Now in the meeting of yesterday, it was actually anchored by Dr. Kaudasha. And Dr. Kardasha shared a video with us. And on that video, it was a testimony about the challenges himself and his wife went through. Now, in life, you're going to go through a whole lot of challenges. There are always going to be trying times in a man's life. And at that time, you have to be strong. You have to go back, reconnect with your creator, and ask for guidance, ask for wisdom, and then, inspiration so that you don't get overtaken. And I can say he has gone through a whole lot. He's a strong person. He has gone through a whole lot, and then this event he just came out of is one of the challenges he has gone through. So he came yesterday. He was the one who anchored the meeting. So yesterday he told us how God helped him through, and we were all excited. We rejoiced with him. So I'm glad to announce that Brother Kardasha is now with us, and consequently, he will be handling Wednesday sections of our mass adoption meeting, while our brother Biderick will be handling the Monday sections of our mass adoption meeting. So, on that said, we moved forward, and then the administration took over the stage, and the administration took his time to, encourage the community. The administration began by telling the community that he has been with us and that he has faithfully stayed with us in this community and he has done the part he can in the community to see how we can get united. And he shared a few other things, which I'm also going to share with us. So Let's share our screen together so that we can look into it. I would, I think my screen is now being shared. All right, so we quickly go to the blog, and then opening the blog, we scroll down, and this was the particular article that the administration talked about yesterday. And in this article, of course, you see the title. I'm going to make some inputs, okay? I'm going to make some inputs still in line with what the administration talked about. And it may not be word for word, but it's going to be a summary of what the administration talked about yesterday. So we all see the title. The world is getting darker. So is our community light getting brighter. And of course, a good number of people has read this article, and I don't need to go to read about it again. But there is a message the administration has been preaching, giving out over the years for the past 7 years. And I dare to say that this is the 7 year of perfection. Yeah. And I dare to also say that in this community, we have entered into our time of rest. Yeah, I'm saying it categorically. We have entered into our time of rest. Now, in the course of this meeting, you are going to understand why I said so. So, if you have been in this community and you have been steadfast for the past 7 years, then welcome to your time of rest. Your time of rest doesn't mean you sit down and do nothing. Your time of rest means you are going to start seeing tangible growth, tangible progress in this community. All right, so it began by saying, I am seeking direction. Now, I want you to look beyond the words you are seeing here and then see it from an esoteric point of view. An esoteric point of view means you are trying to connect the dots. Now, the first dot he's trying to point to your attention is love. You can only succeed in life when you allow love to be your guiding principle. If you are given to hate, animosity, acrimony, and stuff that are inconsequential to your existence, you are going to be stuck in the 3D dimension. So this is what the administration said. Now, the move he made yesterday was in direct proportion to the statements he made here. It's just that people may not just get it. They may just read it on their face value, but there is more to face value. So I want you to hear what I'm saying. I'm seeking direction and guidance from higher powers. As I write this article, the truth has always mattered to me, even though I have not lived a life in perfect alignment with truth. And when the world stops making sense, people start asking the right questions. Fires, of course, if you watch the news, you see those things, they just erupt suddenly. How? Why? Did it just happen like that? Well, let's keep reading. Earthquakes, floods are some of the ways our mother Earth has expressed her distress over the recent years. She is not pleased when such things are man-made. Yeah, there are God effect, there is man effect. But if you ask me, the bulk of the things we see now, which we call natural disasters, are not natural, they are man-made disasters. But these things certainly get our attention. And let's keep reading down. And then at this particular paragraph, I'll stop because I'll say a few things. And then we move down to the last part. But I don't know the mind with which you've read this content. But if you've read it with a 5D consciousness, you will understand that there is a whole lot of things the administration talked about in this particular article. So I'll just read this, I know, and then I'll stop. Then move over to the next thing. Remember, it's a summary. Now, people have started asking questions about the deep states. Now, the administration made a statement, and I want to reiterate. Now, the deep states are the people controlling everything. The administration wants to bring a world that is built on love and respect. Of course, it's a system that is literally heaven on earth, where people can live a life to express their potential to the fullest. The elite has been suppressing everything human beings have been doing, both from the medical point of view, from the engineering point of view. The medical point of view, they use um, incurable diseases and then use retroviral drugs to subdue those things, even though the cures are there. Yes, it is very clear. Whichever disease you can think about, the cures has always been there. But they've used their finances to subdue so that people will know what is going on. Now, from the engineering point of view, there are supposed to be flying cars around. You know, there should be alternative, fuel apart from the conventional fuel. There should be alternative forms of energy. In fact, by now we should have exceeded the crude oil system. We should have started working on nuclear. The deep states understand that when these things come on board, which it will come on board, power will be taken away from them. And that is why they have held on to power from generations to generations and are still holding on to power. And as we naturally build this community to our 1 billion status, power will fall out of them and they'll come into us. Now, the kind of people that are going to have or hold this power is what matters most in the eyes of the administration. He does not want to have a repeat of what the elites are doing. That is why he's paying attention to the state of the mind of the people. If you are someone here, it hasn't been a coincidence. There are times where evil men rise to power, and they do it in disguise, and they somehow rise to power. And the scriptures do say that when evil people rule, good people go into hiding. And that's exactly what is happening now, at least from Nigerian point of view, and most African countries. Let me not go into so many details. So let's continue. Deep state doesn't it seem like just about everything that upsets people point blank at this thing, or point blank at this thing called the deep states? I think at these things called the deep states. Now, as the root cause of our anguish, so I've already explained what the admin is trying to say. Now, it's like they have provided a puppet show to capture our attention while world events are orchestrated from behind the scenes in the shadows of their institutions. These institutions were not theirs before now, but they corrupted it. And like the scriptures also say, the enemy comes to kill, steal, and to destroy. The original intent of these institutions were to give life, education, right information, right medical cares to the people, but it's been corrupted from ground up or from up down. I mean, it has become so bad that people are now bold to commit all manner of atrocities. And because they are, in a way, affiliated to some powers that be, they don't give a damn what the consequences will be, because with their money, everything is settled. We want to build a system where everybody will be accountable. And it wouldn't matter whether you are wealthy or not. What matters is the right judgment. And everybody will be responsible enough to do the right thing, not doing what you like. Where we are now, those who have wealth do what they like, and they don't care because they know that they have their money. But I want you to know that if enough people come together with the right narrative, I mean, humanity doesn't want to be controlled by lawlessness, by anarchy, by confusion. That's why I have this understanding that over time the people would move towards our direction. Let's continue. Now, do you trust governments? This is the words of the administration. He's asking you, you that is listening to me now. Do you? Now, these are what you call the puppets of the elites. And a good number of people still think that they are elected. They are not elected. From my point of view, from the Nigerian point of view, they are not elected. They decide who will be in charge. And they deceive the masses to think that they elect them. That's to tell you the level of brainwash. Well, now, I also share the same mind with the administration. I don't. And I've never believed them. I just found out that my frequency naturally resonates with this community. That's why I became a member in the community, because I never believed in this system. But I believe everything going on. Yeah, this system hasn't been perfect, okay? Don't get me wrong. But I know that ultimately this system will come out as fine gold If you see how gold is being refined, our system will come out as fine gold. All right, let's keep moving. Now, do you trust the media? I don't. Now, can you see through the brainwashing tactics? Now, do you trust central banks? Now, these three things, as we grow our community, these things would give way because the truth will prevail and humanity will buy the truth. It is not as if humanity doesn't want to buy the truth, but unfortunately, they've been so held back in the matrix, and that's why they don't want to see the reality. Nonetheless, when the majority, and the majority are those who are financially strong enough to change the narrative, comes on board, we are bringing them together. I happen to be one of them. I don't know if you are part of them, but it's the mind that makes you who you are. It's not what you see around you. Some people think it is the circumstances. The circumstances around you don't dictate what you are, who you will be. It is your mind. You are the one that creates your reality. Okay, so let's continue. Now, can you see through the brainwashing tactics? Do you trust the bank? Central bank seems more like a world dominating scheme to me rather than a system that serves the people. And it is true. We are building a system of the people, by the people, and for the people. Of course, there are responsibilities involved. There is a price to pay. And the only thing now is that we've not been able to come to a very good conclusion on the pathway to follow. And that is where we are moving to now as I speak to you. Now, when people dig deeper, they uncover depopulation and transhumanism agenda. Why the community was created is in opposition to what these people want to do, particularly depopulation and transhumanism, which is the mark of the beast. And if we don't exist, then they would achieve it at a very, 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 very fast timeline. But let me tell you the truth, it's not our Creator's plan for it to happen, even though it may have been written in the Bible, but not in our generation. It won't happen during our dispensation. Why? Because we are existing. Because this community is existing. I don't know how long this will happen, but it's not going to happen in the next 100 years. Take it and mark my words. While we are in existence, evil will not prevail because the righteous is standing. And according to the admin, he says a new heaven, a new earth, not a new heaven, a new earth. Now, well, everybody knows that it's not good at this point. And as we transcend into a world that is built on the principle of love and abundance and prosperity for all, I think this world will be beautiful. And that is the world I look forward to seeing very soon. Very soon is not too long from now. Perhaps it should begin by this year and then move into next year and then move into the following year. And it only gets better every passing day. Okay, so what exactly is an mRNA vaccine? I'm glad people are asking these questions. I don't know how many people in the community are asking because it will ultimately lead towards individuals taking on more personal responsibility. In this community, if you are still part of us and you haven't taken responsibility, if you are still asking someone to help you, then there is a lot wrong because this community will get more organized. This community will get more complicated. Responsibilities that pertain to power will be given to some of you. And if you are still not able to manage your account, I wonder how much power you want to usurp. I wonder how much power you want to express over humanity when you haven't built your own house. Okay, pay your subscription fee. Some of you don't even know how to. Yeah. Some of you don't even know who your upline are. So many things are wrong with our coordination. We have to get things right. For you to assume responsibility, the price of Joy G go up, which is the indicator to the progress of the community, which will happen very soon. Trust me on this, I'm saying very soon. These things must have to take place. And once they take place, you will begin to see that the world will begin to come into this community. Remember what the title is. The world is getting darker and our world is getting brighter. Very soon, the darkness will be so much that people will begin to seek for light. So what part are you playing in this community? Or are you just sitting down and saying, I will keep paying my subscription fee, you know, and I will just sit aloof. You should be responsible. You should be physically involved. So many of you are just waiting for things to be very conducive. Once it's conducive enough, then you come in. Let me also tell you that when it's conducive enough, the rewards the system will be giving will be so little. I want you to take notes. Now, where the rewards are juiciest is where the difficulties are the most challenging. I mean, about this time. I want you to know that if by the end of 2024 you are not yet a member in this community, well, you've missed all the juice. And this 2023 just have a few months to the end. Now, by 2024, there will be a whole lot of juice. But please take note that the rewards will be much less than what you are seeing this year. It is going to happen like that. It has always been. When Bitcoin came in, some people had so much Bitcoin, but the value was less. It was a very little, but over the years, those who held on, a good number of people lost their private key. A good number of people lost so many information, and they had several millions of it, but they can't access it. So don't say it's actually out of it. It's the same thing we are doing in the community. So you should be conscious enough to hold and guard your wealth. All right, so let's keep moving now. The administration moved and talked about it. I don't need to talk about it. So he stopped at this point. If I were to go about the details, there wouldn't be enough time to summarize the meeting. So enough about me. How is the SBC community doing? Are we putting enough light into the world to attract like-minded people into our community? I don't know how many people are doing that. Putting out enough light. The truth is, so many people have been discouraged. I have to be honest. Yeah. So many people don't even know the direction we are taking, which is humanly reasonable. Because I have to be honest, the people were given an opportunity, which is Joy G Givers Gain promo. The administration emphasized on people swapping $10 for $10, but people continued swapping $15. They kept doing the same thing. The administration kept warning, but they refused to listen. And a good number of people kept doing it. He then changed the status quo. It is now agents promo. A number of people are offended. A number of people say that it were the minority doing it. Well, from my own point of view, I saw the history. There were 1,001 people that were doing it. I'm not actually blaming anybody at this point. But I want you to understand why we are where we are. It is because the people refused to take necessary actions. They refused to follow the instructions. And the administration also did not go forward to stop them. He said it's a free world. The administration says it's a public coin and that people have the right to do what they like. It's just that we are adopting that public coin to build our membership base and then move into the next phase, which is our GGR gold-backed economy. So perhaps that's why he did not go about telling people to stop, or he didn't publish their names. The administration wanted to, put out those people, but reasons best known to him, he did not. Okay. And a number of people who were doing the right thing got discouraged. And some of them even stopped paying their subscription fee. In fact, this is the reason why the bulk of the community is where they are. Because they felt the administration did not judge rightly. That is the reason why some of them folded their hands and said, if the minority were doing what they were doing and the majority did the right thing, then why did the administration pour away the water alongside with the baby? This is the mind of the people. But listen, guys, it's going to be corrected now. Now there is a new administration that is in charge and he is in the know. I also want you to know that every content that I give out are known to the hierarchy of admins. Okay? So there is more to what you see in this community. Some of you see it on the physical. There is more to the physical looks of this community. So I want you guys to know that things are being done behind the scene to correct all these anomalies. Once it is corrected, it will be a system that will favor both the rich and also that those who don't have that much money. The intent is to see that everybody comes out as a winner. Okay, so are we putting out enough light? And of course, some of you are saying, let me wait until what is being planned out becomes very obvious. Some of you don't have the faith to go out to bring in someone. Understandable. But relax. Before the end of this month, you are going to hear something that is going to blow your mind. And I hope you will embrace it. Okay? All right. So this was the administration talking yesterday. And then he spoke a bit about the 5D world and then the 3D world. And I don't need to go into so much details about the 5D world and the 3D world. But the point is the 5D world is dominated by love. The 3D world is not dominated by love. It is dominated by a whole lot of the other kind of energy, which is a lower frequency. Now, love doesn't count any guilt against people. Love overlooks. Love does not hold back. Love gives. Yes, it doesn't keep record of what evil someone has done to him or her. Go check in the Bible about First Corinthians. You know, go check about the principles that has to do with love. And you would know that if you're going to exist on the 5D world, you have to be given to love. And that's the message that this community has to preach, and is still preaching it. Okay. Now, when the administration talked about this, he also talked about the solar, what do you call it again? I'm trying to remember the name. Hold on, I'll get it shortly. It was put out there. Yeah, solar flash. Solar flash. He talked about the solar flash, and then he talked about this. It's the same thing that has to do with your energy. And he has been emphasizing on energy. You see, the administration doesn't just speak literally. Sometimes he speaks in literal terms. Sometimes he speaks much more than literal terms. So I don't know what energy you are operating upon, but if you are having this energy that the community is not going to go forward, I want you to change that narrative. That narrative is not true. The community has just begun, and it's about to make a difference that the world will be amazed about. Okay. Now, yesterday, the administration talked about the fact that he is now moving, behind the scene, and then a new admin is going to take over. Yeah. So he took us down memory lane and reminded us of his commitment to the community and how he has faithfully worked with the community from the time of TBC, and then at a point we moved to Joy G from K Love, and then we moved from K Love, Joy G, and then from Joy G we had equal match, double and quadruple for the old members, and everybody that are old members that pays the price will get their quadruple match by December 12th of this year. It's a reminder. Let me remind the community that the new administration that is coming in is not doing anything out of what the previous administration is doing. It is still in line. So I dare to say that by December 12th, those who consistently kept faithful in keeping their subscription fee will get their quadruple match. Now, I also dare to say that it is not just going to be getting your quadruple match and it will be lying dormant. From next year, those who qualify to get their quadruple match will be able to access it. They will be able to use their quadruple match to be able to do a few things in the community. Not so much, because we need to raise the liquidity to a very reasonable level so that there can be more access. So those of you who will listen or who are listening or who will listen over time should know that if you are not yet consistent, be consistent till the end of this year, keeping your subscription fee payments, and you will get your quadruple match. If you have your double match, okay, you will get your quadruple match and you'll be able to set it to use. At least you should be able to use it to keep up with your subscription fee payments, and it's in the hand of the administration to make it happen. But I am letting you know that it's not just a reward that will be there lying dormant and you can't use it for anything. After all, you have paid the price, isn't it? Now, it's a different ball game for those who were not willing to pay the price. So if you are hearing it from me, it's your time to wake up and don't fall, because there will be people that will not qualify. I have to tell you as it is. There are people that will not qualify. So there is now a new administration, and then that takes me to this point, which I know some of you have seen, but I will talk about it very briefly. Updates. This was done immediately after the mass adoption meeting yesterday. Today, in the meeting training and mass adoption meeting, the SBC admin, this is SBC admin 1, announced and introduced the new SBC admin, which is SBC admin 2. His name is Scott, and Scott has been a member in the community and the primary technical team head. So, the time the administration used to talk about the the technical manager or the programming manager, the programmer, the head, the technical team head, it's this guy. And I should let you guys know that we are going to change this world, okay, collectively. But there is a bit of intelligence involved in this community. If you don't know, I'm telling you that there is a whole lot of intelligence involved, more or less like a military kind of intelligence, but not having to do with killing lives or taking lives. But there is an intelligence that involves warfare, because we are in a warfare. The elite wants to enslave us. We are not in agreement. So that creates what you call, by default, a warfare. And the intelligence behind this system will continue to wow all of you. So none of us have seen Scott. To be very clear, none of us have seen any of the admins. Okay, so this is how it's going to be, and it is to protect the privacy of the community until 111,111 people are empowered. And after being empowered, they are now the physical ones that the world will interact with. Okay, they are the physical ones that the world will interact with. As long as we are concerned, those who are behind the scene will not be known until they have been able to train 111,111. The administration, which we have always known as Jack S. Freeman, has finished his tenure for now. Now he's going behind the scene, and then there is another one that will come in. It's been put clearly. He is the technical team head, and now he is the one that will manage this community because of his vast understanding of this community over the past 7 years. He has been in this community from inception, and he will remain with this community until we have raised the price of Joy G to the highs of 5,000 and above. And if things goes well, it will happen this year if the community cooperates. I should let you guys know that Scott is an experienced programmer, and he has a very good plan on how to keep this community running. And the reason why the administration has to take the back seat is because funds are no more available to keep up with the community and also to accommodate his expenses. So best to do is take the back seat and become a member, and then grow the community from being a member. Of course, who knows him? Nobody. So he is also going to relate with other people in the community or new members, and then win bounties. That's the whole idea. Everybody should take responsibility, grow the community by bounties. Now, some people are saying, we want to see the plan that is laid out. We don't know the plan yet. Hold on, the plan will be made available shortly. Once the plan has been made available and the community sees it, I expect that we take the initiative and move forward. Okay, so this is now the new admin. His name is Scott. Of course, Scott is his pseudonym. That's not his real name. If you're thinking it's his real name, no, Jack S. Freeman is not his real name. All these things are just names. Of course, like other military intelligence, they have their names. And this is because there is more to what you see. And I'm telling you that you should be confident about this new admin. Some people are having your own narrative. Remove whatever narrative you're having and have the positive mind. To succeed, we must have one united mind. Okay? So let me continue. Scott has been a member in this community and the primary technical team head for the community since inception, and is making himself available to you directly with advice, support, and interaction. All that is asked is to be patient. He will try to get you as soon as possible and address any concerns you have. You'll find him on Telegram. So he created a new Telegram page yesterday for everybody to reach out to. Now, I should also make a note of warning. Please, this is a note of warning. Don't take this admin for a ride. Don't take him for granted. If you guys had given Jack S. Freeman some BS, please don't give this guy BS. He may not have the same length of tolerance with Jack S. Freeman. Okay? Don't chat him up if there is no need to chat him up. If there is need to chat him up, drop your message and then move on. He would address it when necessary. I am advising you, the same community that has always held us back, not to repeat that same cycle, because the concept that this administration will come with is different from what we all know. And I want to say that there are a whole lot of events that are going to happen very soon. One thing I am sure about is that the price of Joy G will soon recover. And some of you are having your own initiatives. If you are having this narrative of holding back the price of Joy G, be rest assured that it's not going to work. And we will succeed as a community. If you choose to play the devil's advocate, good luck. But I am sure that we are going to succeed. And you are going to watch to see how we are going to succeed together. Okay? Now, that said, we are the Simply Brilliant community. We are making our relevance, our presence known. We were previously the Kringle Private Society. We are out of that. The Kringle Cash back office is slowly changing its interface. A lot is changing. A whole lot is changing. Okay? But we are going to achieve this goal at the long run. The Simply Brilliant community are on a mission to lift humanity out of the morass of poverty, disease, lack, limitations, sufferings, and ignorance into a new dawn of abundance and prosperity for all. Now, if you modify this language, it simply says we are taking you out of the control of the elites that has created this system and then putting you into a system built on the principle of abundance and prosperity for all. So anything you know that is elite based, whether it's the government, whether it's the banking system, whether it's the media, whether it's the committee of 300, they are going to fall. That's what I refer to as the Babylonian system. They are going to fall. They must go down for the righteous system to come up and then give life to people. There is this part of the scriptures humanity hasn't fulfilled. It is the part of the scriptures that our Creator said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it. Some people may have achieved that, maybe one or two, maybe three or four. But have humanity collectively subdued the earth? There are people that have ingenious ideas, but they don't have fundings to push it forward because it will not benefit the ultimate intent of the elites. What would it look like when we have 1 billion wealthy people and their intent is to support the plans, the minds of humanity? There are some brilliant minds out there but are not financially equipped. They will come to us, we will support them. We are going to give them everything, resources needed to lift them out of wherever they are and make their own positive impact to this world. That's what we are going to do. So guys, sit back and enjoy the ride because the ride just began. Okay, so on that note, I will stop and stop sharing my screen. So if there is anyone that has anything to say, it's now time for you to make your inputs because we are about to begin a whole new journey. I'll surprise all of you. All right. So that said, there are only a few people on my broadcast. There are about 12 people on my broadcast, and so far so good. Only 2 people have made some comments, and this is, of course, my brother, brother Matthias, always saying the same thing, consistently saying the same thing. So it's a pleasure serving, you know. So brother George is saying, "Good morning, Ambassador." Now, I full trust the system, but our challenge here, right? Our challenge here is I don't have support from system. I have Joy G coin, but my account is expiring so soon. Yeah, it's a challenge that so many people are faced with. I'm also faced with the same challenge. Okay. But in the meeting yesterday, the new admin said that he wants to create an environment that will favor everybody. Okay. And the previous admin said that no one's account will expire this year, this month, sorry, month of September. That your account will not, even if your account expires and you pay the following day, you will still be on the previous team, which is the core team. And for this month of September, everybody will be on the core team. Okay. So that fear of falling off for this month of September, don't entertain it. It doesn't mean you should not pay your subscription fee, because there are rewards you would get when you pay your subscription fee. Okay. So the administration is saying that that's how it's going to be. Now, the new administration is saying he's going to do everything. He's still thinking out ways to make sure that it is convenient for everybody, the rich and the poor alike. I don't know what he's going to come up with, but I trust he's coming up with an ingenious idea, an idea that would wow everybody, and it's going to be favorable for all of us. So I want us to just sit back and watch. Soon you are going to see some updates on the blog. Soon you're going to see a whole lot of updates in the mass adoption meeting from Monday. And slowly those things are going to be rolled out gradually. As it's being rolled out gradually, the community will take the necessary initiative. It is not the intent of any of the administrations to frustrate any member in the community. No. But it is the intent of the administrations to make sure that people merit their positions. There are going to be hierarchies. There are going to be influential people among us. And there are going to be levels. There will be the core team. There is the backup team. There will also be the rotator team. They are all administrators. I'll call them the government of the community, the righteous system of the community. They are right to say government. Now, what's government? Government are those in charge of administration. The administration says, and he still stands, that these are the ones that would manage the revenue that will be coming in. You know, as at now, when members pay their subscription fee, 50% goes to the admin. Very soon, it will be the administrators. Those are the governments. I mean, there is no other better word to use. Well, some people call them the pioneers. You know, whichever way you want to do it, they are the ones that would handle the revenue. And by the time we're about a million, you should be looking at, when we're about a million, about 10 million, when we're about 10 million, you should be looking at having a revenue, a very substantial revenue. When we're about 1 billion, you can imagine that 1 billion people are paying subscription fee. It goes to 111,111 people to manage the various areas and sectors of the world, because it's not a country. I mean, it's not United States, it's not Philippines, it's not Nigeria, it's the world. We will coordinate the activities of the world. That's how powerful and influential you will be. And the world will know you. And the blockchain is going to be so transparent that if you choose to do anything fraudulent, you can be impeached. Yes, it's that wonderful. That's how transparent we are going to be. Is it not something that, I mean, excites you to belong to? To me, it's beautiful. It's an event that I can't wait to be a party of, or a party to. Yes. And we are going to get there. We are about to begin. So if you stayed for the past 6-7 years and you have not gotten the whole idea, guys, calm down. It's about to begin. Okay. So just be on the lookout for the updates that will come out from the possible new admin. And don't get me also wrong. The old admin, which is Jack S. Freeman, is still very active behind the scene. Okay. And there is a whole lot of intelligence behind the scene that is beyond my own understanding now. It is beyond even the understanding of Bederick. Yeah, I tell you the truth, I lie not. There is a whole lot of intelligence playing out now. But I'm only fortunate to bring these informations to you. And I don't know more than what I've said. Okay, now as time goes on, you begin to see a lot of other things roll out. But one thing I'm reassuring you of is that we are the good guys, not the bad guys. That's one thing I want you to know. We are not the evil guys. Ours is to make sure that life is good for you and I, and that the elites don't control your finance. They are moving there fast. And if you are paying attention, you know that it's not getting easier. From Nigeria, they are devaluing the currency of Nigeria. And they want to make sure that after devaluing the currency of Nigeria, then they reevaluate minimum wage. That's what they're about doing. We just came out of strike a few days ago. It was a 2-day strike. It was a miserable strike, and I'm tempted to even think that this was artificially orchestrated. All these things are done to make life more difficult for people in their various countries. And the best thing to do to make a difference is to hold on to this. I've not seen a better option. Hold on. Okay? All of us are going to smile very soon. All right, that said, it doesn't only apply to Nigeria, it applies to other countries. They have the way they go about their things. But I'm telling you that it will soon change. So, sir, thanks for the updates. Yeah, my brother from another mother, you're very welcome. So, please make your inputs now because the meeting has almost come to a close. Good morning, Ambassador. Thank you for the good works. Yes, we are moving forward. You're very welcome. It's a pleasure, my beloved brother. If you have anything to say now, guys, say it because the meeting has come to a close. And watch and see how things unfold between now and Monday. There is something that should unfold between now and Monday. And please be encouraged. Pay your subscription fee, get your rewards, and prepare for the next phase. All right. So since there is no one giving any other inputs, then I think I'll be bringing this meeting to a close. God bless you guys. As the need arises, I'll come in and then give updates. But if there is no updates, which I doubt, you are going to be seeing me again by Tuesday. Okay? Tuesday for the summary of the mass adoption meeting. God bless you and bye for now. Cheers.